What would I do for a resistance training workout if I was super short on time? For starters, I really wouldn't do any isolation work. I would pair big compound movements to get as much muscle mass involved as possible. So a perfect example, I would pair a Zercher squat with a dip, right? Preferably a bodyweight dip, but a machine dip if your body could handle that. If you had a little bit more time, you could throw in a face pull or like a one arm row as well. So you could do 3 movements, right? The next day, and I'm making this up off the top of my head, you could do a lunge, you could do an overhead press, right? What else could you do? You could do another workout. You could do a deadlift or an RDL and dumbbell press, like big compound movement, throughout the course of the week. If you can only get 2 or 3 sessions in a week, you only get 30 minutes, man, you could do a lot of damage with just getting smart pairing of big compound movements hitting the majority of your body weight. I mean, the majority of your body, muscles, mass, whatever. Okay. You don't need to do isolation stuff. You're not going to be doing like dumbbell laterals if time is short. You're just trying to stimulate as much as possible. And the good news is a lot of times when time is, you're really short on time, like you may or may not grow. It depends on what your history is, what you've done. Are you sedentary? You have been lifting, but like to maintain muscle mass, it's nowhere near as much. This is a number I'm making up the top of my head, but I would guess after 17 years of doing this, it probably takes 40% of the work to maintain muscle tissue as it is to grow new tissue. So that's great. So when you're not going to be able to get a full workout in, just be super smart with your time, pair big compound movements, try and be like, okay, over the course of the week, am I checking everything off? So I just gave a couple examples. I've been thinking about putting a busy man, busy moms plan on my website as a future program. So let me know in the comments if you would like that, but just big compound movements, make sure you're hitting the whole body. Ideally, you're doing big compound movements that are also hitting core. That's why I love Zerchers. That's why I love one arm rows, standing overhead military press, that's total body. So that's what you should focus on. You're not going to be doing pinky twist, dumbbell curls, pull-ups rather than a curl, because then you'll get your back as well. So just big compound movements, keep it simple. You're not going to do 7 different exercises in 30 minutes, 2, 3, 4 movements maximum, because you're going to have to warm up for every single movement. So the less time you have to do doing warm-up sets, the better. So keep it simple, go really hard. If you're supersetting, right, where you're doing one movement and within 30 seconds, you're starting your next movement. I could kick people's ass if you give me 30 minutes only in the gym, right? I did it for years as a trainer, especially like my 4:30, so it sucked. But at one point I had a 4:30 client, a 5:30 client, and a 6, and they only had 30-minute workouts. So I actually had to get permission with the corporate gym I was doing to shorten training sessions to 30 minutes only. My clients would have to do warm-ups before we started. So as soon as the 30 minutes started, we were starting warm-up sets. So they had to show up early. If they didn't, that was on them, right? Because I stacked them back to back to back purposely. But we made actually pretty incredible progress, because again, these were people who were not like me, who, resistance training is like their life. Well, it's not my life because I'm so busy with work, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like it wasn't the priority it is with me. And we made great progress. And the average person, man, for Gen Pop, 2, preferably 3 days a week of lifting, but 2, I think, is the minimum. 3 is ideal, but 2 still, you could do plenty. If you only get 3 workouts in a week, okay, you're going to do 2 resistance training workouts and then a HIIT cardio, right? Like sprint cardio workouts. You've got everything covered. Okay. So keep it simple. You'd be shocked what you could do. Simplify, big compound movements. Literally go, have I, throughout the course of my week, of my 2 or 3 workouts a week, am I hitting, major muscles? Yes. Every time you pull, biceps are going to be involved. Every time you press, triceps are going to be involved. Will you get crazy, like long head tricep? No, but you're maintaining, or depending if you're sedentary starting out, you can make incredible progress. So just keep it simple, folks. Keep it simple.